Our history is rich, serving our country since 1941. What do you really know about Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point? Did you know it is the largest Marine Corps air station in the world? We are home to approximately 9,000 active duty Marines and sailors, and nearly 4,000 employees provide maintenance, engineering, and logistics support for Navy and Marine Corps aviation at Fleet Readiness Center East, the largest employer east of 95. Collectively, we generate over $2 billion for our local area each year. That's more than 2.5 times the amount generated by the tourism industry alone.
We have tried to put a finger on what we think the economic impact is for our business, how much the military contributes, and we're thinking that it is as high as 15%, possibly 20%, directly or indirectly, for our business in particular.
Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point has provided air and ground support during every major war since World War II. From the F-4F Wildcat of the 40s, to the Harriers of today, to the F-35s of the future, they've all graced our runways.
It has probably the best ranges, electronic warfare ranges, bombing ranges, everything it needs to allow the crews to be ready. And that's so important to national defense, because you could have the best equipment, the best pilots, the best mechanics, the best everything, but if they're not trained, they're no good when the call comes and they say, we need you in Afghanistan now, we need you to head off and rescue somebody from an embassy, whatever it is, you've got to be ready. You've got to know the machines have got to be ready, and Cherry Point allows the Marines to do that.
And as the F-35 Joint Strike Fighters come off the production line, we are slated to have the largest fleet in the world by 2029.
Well, the F-35 is a fifth-generation airframe that is critical to the future of the United States Marine Corps and national security. And here at Cherry Point, we're going to have 94 of those stationed, and also we'll be doing all the initial maintenance and the continued maintenance at Fleet Readiness Center East. So a top priority for Allies for Cherry Point for a long time will be protecting the arrival of that aircraft and their continued use in the fleet.
Who is on the ground fighting for the growth of this military powerhouse? Allies for Cherry Point's tomorrow has been active in securing nearly $20 million from federal and state governments to support construction of and labor for the lift fan facility at FRC East. Although no one wants to think about a base realignment and closure, or BRAC, it is important that our group stays in front of the policymakers both in Raleigh and in Washington, D.C. to make sure that MCAS Cherry Point is not on the list of closures.
People matter. Votes matter. So when we talk about whether DOD is going to reorganize and that puts certain communities or certain bases at risk, our elected officials have to understand how important Cherry Point is to this community.
Your support is critical, not only to national security, but to the economic health of Eastern North Carolina. Nearly 25% of people who live here are affiliated with Cherry Point, and all of us are affected by its presence. ACT ensures that our voices are heard when legislative decisions are made that affect you and your family. Your voice matters. Stay informed about important decisions regarding the future of MCAS Cherry Point and FRC East. Become a member of ACT today to ensure a better tomorrow.